Good morning, everyone. I am Jyoti Bishnoi, your English teacher. Dear students, in your class 8, you have read the chapter Tsunami that reflects the struggle of survival of all living beings. It may be human or an animal during tsunami that struck southern India in December 2004. I think you all remember a cyclone Amphan that struck coastal areas of Odisha, Gujarat, Maharashtra, especially Mumbai, and some parts of MP also. And it occurred on May 16, 2020. Our country, India, is regularly facing these types of cyclones like Fani that struck coastal areas of Orissa and Western Bengal between April 26 and May 4, 2019. Another cyclone Vayu also struck coastal areas of Gujarat between June 10 and June 17, 2019. All these cyclones, tsunami, earthquake are natural calamities which we have to face at one time or the other. Even though we have a lot of technology and a team of natural disaster management force to rescue people, but loss of life, property caused by these calamities counts for a lot. Once a struggle of a boy named Prashant during a strong cyclone that hit Orissa in 1999 is being presented before you in the story Weathering the Storm in Arsama by Harsh Mandir. Harsh Mandir is a renowned writer and a social worker. He was born in Shillong in the year 1955. He has worked as an IAS in the states of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. He is associated with social causes and movements and writes regularly on social issues. His main works are Unheard Voices, Stories of Forgotten Lives, A Home on the Street, Paying for His Tea. He also got some prestigious and honorable awards like Rajiv Gandhi National Sadbhavna Awards for Peace Work, the M.A. Thomas National Human Rights Award. Harsh Mandir in the story Weathering the Storm in Arsama is presenting a real description of the destruction and survival of the human beings during a strong cyclone that hit Orissa in 1999. Now, a gist of the story. As the chapter in the introduction, we have that the cyclone that hit Orissa in October 99 killed thousands of people and devastated hundreds of villages. For 2 dreadful nights, Prashant, a young man, was marooned on the roof of a house. On the third day, he decided to go to his village. Did he finally find his family? So, this is the question which we are going to find out while reading this story, and we will read and we will find out that what are the different difficulties, challenges, risks a person feel when he or she faces any natural calamity. It may be earthquake, it may be floods, it may be tsunami, it may be any natural disaster, it may be landslide. And when we are reading, when we are going through the story, we should feel empathetic that it is the story of Prashant. It may also happen to us. So, Prashant went to his friend's house in Arsama on 27 October 1999. It was 7 years after his mother's death. In the evening, there came a superstorm. Heavy and continuous rain filled the darkness. Trees were uprooted. The waters entered his friend's house. The speed of the wind was 350 kilometers per hour. Now, the glossary of this page number 37. Weathering means facing. devastated, destroyed, marooned, left out, incessant, continuous. Now we move to the next page. Yes. Now, in the next page, what we had read previously, the speed of the wind was 350 kilometer per hour. You can see that what a great disaster the people who were the habitants of that area, how difficult it was for them to face such a strong cyclone. Everything was destroyed there. The scene of destruction was horrible. Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge on the roof. Prashant won't forget the horrible scene that he saw. He was greatly shocked to see a huge sheet of water all over. It covered everything as far as the eye could see. Houses were broken. Dead animals and human bodies floated everywhere. Huge trees had fallen. Two coconut trees had fallen on the house of the Prashant's friend. Their tender coconuts kept them alive for several days. For a couple of days, Prashant sat huddled on the rooftop with his friend's family. They were nearly frozen in cold wind. Prashant thought of his family. He decided to go, though his friend's family asked him to stay back. Prashant was worried about his family, so he got a strong stick. He then started on his 18-kilometer journey to his village. The flood waters were swollen, and this is very much natural. You can feel about yourself. Suppose may you never in your life get yourself in this kind of the situation, but you can feel empathetic that how it is totally full of worry about yourself when you are stuck somewhere, your family is at another place, and you are just thinking that what might have happened to them, and they might be thinking about you. So facing this kind of the dilemma, Prashant decided that now he would go back to his family. So the glossary of this page number 38: uprooted, came out with roots; swirled, moved in circles and speed; surge, movement; rot, brought about; carcasses, dead bodies of animal; corpses, dead bodies of human beings; bloated, swollen; huddled, sat closely. So these are the glossary of this page 38. Now the next, see the picture. You can feel the havoc, the destruction caused by that cyclone in reality in 1999 in Odisha. So Prashant now waded through water as the picture shows, and how he met two of his known person. So on the way he found two friends of his uncle. They were also returning home. They had to push away many floating dead bodies of human beings and animals to move ahead. There were hardly any house left in the villages that they passed. No house were there in any villages which they passed to reach their own village. Everything was destroyed. Prashant wept, thinking that no one in his family would have survived. And really, it was quite a difficult time for anybody who is just passing through this kind of the thing, and when they are reaching their home at that time, he can have this thing in his mind that whether he would find any of his family alive or not. So finally Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda. The roof was the only thing that was left of his house. So he went to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family there. He saw his maternal grandmother there. It was a miracle for them to see Prashant alive. They had thought Prashant to be dead. Prashant's family was there, and it was really a miracle for anybody. If you are in such a kind of the situation and you are expecting at least that the family member they may survive, and when you in reality you just meet them, it is really a big miracle, and obviously anybody can be very much happy from his true heart. So the glossary from this page number 39. Witnessed, saw, waded, went through. Catastrophe, a great natural tragedy. Remnants, remaining pieces. Scanned, examined, multicolored, and battered, broken. Now by the next morning, when he reached the shelter where he had been with the other villagers and the victims of the cyclone, now how he emerged as a leader. We are going to read this thing on page 14. Prashant decided to assess the damage and the danger awaiting the survivors. All the houses in the village had been washed away. Prashant organized a group of youths of his village. It pressurized the merchants to give them some rice. They made a fire and cooked the rice. However, the rice was rotting. It was just giving a very bad smell. His next step was to clean the place of filth, urine, and floating dead bodies. And near about 86 lives they were lost in his village. Now the glossary of the page 14. Desperate, dejected means hopeless. Deathly grief, death-like grief. Delegation, group. Wading, walking. Reluctant, unwilling. Filth, dirt. Now the next page. On the 5th day, a military helicopter dropped food, but it did not return after that. The group deputed the children to lie there. They had the empty utensils on their stomachs. It was to communicate to the passing helicopter that they were hungry. Finally, they got food through air dropping. This is the thing how they manage. As this picture shows, that how these children, they were lying there with an open utensil so that the helicopter they could see and they could send the food to them. So the glossary. Deputed, put to work. Mobilized, caused them to work. Persuaded, made to agree. Resisted, opposed. Yes. Now when the children, they were there and how they were doing their duty to call the helicopters for their help, Prashant became a savior. Really, he brought the orphan children and made a shelter for them. He asked the women to look after them, but he soon found that women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grave. He made them join the Food for Work program. It was started by a non-government organization. He engaged another volunteers to help keep widows to start their lives. He also believed that orphans should be resettled in their own community. 6 months passed soon after the super cyclone. Prashant now thought about himself. Earlier he had no time to bother about his own pain. The widows and orphan children of the village thought of Prashant only in their hours of grief, and this is reality, beta. When the time will pass, everything would be solved, and time is the solution of each and every kind of the difficult problem situations in your life. If we just keep on mourning, if we just keep on crying that why this thing had happened to us, it is not at all a good thing. We should face any difficulty, any problem with the dare, with the courage, and we should have one thing, that if good time is not with us, then definitely bad time will also go. So with the passage of the time, everything that started becoming normal. So the meanings, glossary: devastation, ruin; stigma, a bad mark; wounded spirit, sad, angry and helpless spirit; bother about, take care; darkest hour of grief; time of great grief. So this is your story of the chapter Weathering the Storm in Ursama. Now some more glossary are there, and we have just go through these words. Menacing, dangerous and harmful, incessant, continual, swirled, moved or flowed along with the whirling motion, carcasses, dead bodies of animal, bereaved, lost a close relation or friend through his or her death, remnants, small remaining quantities, motley, varied in appearance or the character, disparate, tumult, uproar of a disorderly crowd. Now we have gone through this chapter. Now I'm going to discuss one of the most important thing, that is the message. What is the message of the story, or what is the theme of the story? The story teaches us a lesson that one can tide over adversities by facing them alone like Prashant. We can develop courage by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. While fighting the odds of life, we become strong enough to overcome them. This story also signifies the role of youth of the society. They can together make a great difference during natural calamities by helping, by guiding, and by saving the communities with medicine, care, material, and food. The value of the youth is recognized at the time of need. So, this is the theme. Theme means the message means that we can't just always think that we can always have the goody time, the favorable time in our life, because it is natural, and nature also has some time. Nature can use the destructive forces against the human being, against the human race, and these cyclones, this earthquake, landslide, and tsunami, they are the result of this natural what you can say use of the natural forces in a destructive way. So the first thing is that any adversity which we face in our life, that teaches us to be more brave, more daring, and more courageous. Second, the story shows that being a youth, what is his duty. So, like Prashant, you all should understand that whether you are young, whether you are old, especially this story emphasizes on the energy of the youth. If the energy of the youth is properly channelized, then really it makes a great difference in the society. So we also hope that after reading this story, you all should become a responsible youth like Prashant when you grow up. Thank you.